Ready? Okay. This is Danny with the Crypto Show, and I am here in Papantla Veracruz Mexico with Juan Castro with the Tumin project, which is a local currency that is being distributed all around here in the community, and there's multiple merchants and users that are using. Not the whole city, but it's on the way there. This started as a project with Universidad De Veracruzana, and Juan was a professor there, I think a human rights professor, and they came up with the idea about creating their own currency. So tell me how this got started at the university.
Mm-hmm. We started with the students and the graduated students also, the teachers and the producers and merchants from the community. Yeah. And we agreed to design a new money, paper, and to accept at least 10% in the payments with this local currency.
Right. When you first started this, was the university, positive about it? Did they encourage you, think that it was a good idea?
Yes, they thought it was very good because it was attending one problem in the community, that is the commerce is not going right.
Right.
Because people have their wealth, but they do not have the instrument to make the trade or the bartering. So that's the reason. The Tumin is for free because they don't really have money. It would have no sense to buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
Once this got off the ground and became a little bit popular in the area that you were doing it, the Bank of Mexico decided that it was competition to them, and they filed a lawsuit against you. Tell me about that.
They thought that we were counterfeiting the peso, but it was easy to demonstrate that was not the case. And they left the case also, because they don't found that we are criminals or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And once they did this, they actually created interest in the media, and then the media got a hold of it, and then other communities started getting involved once they heard about it. So they actually did you a favor.
Yes, because Tumin started just in Espinal, which is a very small community, but with this, we needed to go beyond the community, and that's the reason now we are in 25 states, and we are about 2,500 members.
One of the protection that you had once the Bank of Mexico had actually filed the lawsuit was Article 2 of the Mexican Constitution, and this allows for indigenous economies and indigenous law. And tell me about how that protected you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was our support in the law, the second article, which is about the indigenous people. And it says that indigenous people can create their own economic system. So there is no problem for us because we live in an indigenous region.
Right. Of course, they decided that you needed to prove you were indigenous.
Yes, later they came with an anthropologist, yeah, to verify if we are indigenous. But what is the problem? If we are not, is there any discrimination on Mexico or what? So they are not disturbing us more.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you had the currency up and going, you had to create a way of distributing it. So you're giving it away free to new people who come on and decide to be subscribers or whatever, and you give it away to the merchants. And how exactly does that work?
Just people just need to be producer or merchant to have products or services to support this money, and that's what all they need. And they don't have to present any paper or IDs or something like that. Just the the confidence we have in each other.
One of the things, of course, there's young people that we want to get started using this stuff, and digital currencies are a great idea to get the young people involved, but also to create transparency so that everybody knows where the Tumin goes, how many there are, and just accounting in general. What do you think about adding Tumin to a digital currency, a blockchain?
Yes, we would like to have digital money because the first thing is there are more transparency there and lower cost and facilitate the administration. Yeah.
And it can be transferred or used to any of the other regions. Tell me about how many regions and cities are using this?
Yes, we are 6 regions which have their own Tumin currency. They have their own organization, and they design the bills and are linked at each other in a national level
Okay.
because Tumin works in the same way in these 6 regions.
Right. What are those regions?
In Oaxaca, Chiapas, Morelos, Hidalgo, Huasteca, and Totonacapan, where we are now.
Okay. Yeah, the Totonacapan Indians, or what is that's the local. I seen the high flyers down there. I watched that, and they were talking about that. So
And this region is about 10 municipalities in this part of Veracruz and some of Puebla. This is one of the indigenous centers of the state.
you had also mentioned that some of the municipalities are actually accepting Tumen.
Yes, there are two municipalities, the government of Espinal and the other in Oaxaca, Teotitlán del Valle. They accepted to be part of this project as only as one member, and they do not rule this. This is ruled by the community. They are just one member.
I think this is a fantastic experiment, and I've actually invited Juan to come and speak at Anarchapulco about this to get other people interested in it and maybe learning how to create a currency in their own community. It's really exciting to me for me to see this. It's a great experiment, and I can't wait to help apply cryptocurrency to this. How do we get a digital Tumen out there? And there's things that we're going to have to figure out, like how many are out there and how many Tumen will replace that. And just once we get that figured out and hammered out, we'll find the right blockchain, and there will be a digital Tumen. So in the future, very near future.
Yes, we are trying to do it. So I hope that in this year we will have that digital Tumen.
I would like to have this up and running for you by February, at least, so that when you're at Anarchapulco, we have something that'll actually work for you. At least a model. If it's not the actual thing, at least a test coin or something that we can get going and find out what all we need to get done.
Okay, we will be glad to see that thing.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. All right. Come and check out Juan at Anarchapulco. You can find all kinds of information on YouTube about Tumen and the impact that it has had on the community. And stay tuned. He's going to get a website up soon, and I'm going to get some people to working on a blockchain for him so that we can have a digital Tumen soon. Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.